So I'm just going to use the fan brush now, sap green, cadmium yellow. I'm going to make a really nice green, and then with that I'm going to actually start to highlight some of these bushes and trees with it. Some of them will stay brown, but some of them will have a bit of green on them as well. Mainly on the tops you will get this. You won't see much down in the shadows, so I'm going to do the top parts first. Top parts of the tree first. And then I'm going to come back and see that? Allow it to just mix with the colour behind it. And it'll automatically get darker as it mixes with that darker colour that's behind. So I'll come back down here with the bit of darker colour on I picked up from up there. I'll just tap into that green there slightly, because like I said, I don't want it everywhere. Just want a little bit of green here and there. There's a lot of autumn colours in this, but there's still a few green trees that are just hanging on. So same over in here. Even this one will be a good one because it'll separate this layer from the back layer through colour tone. I'm just touching up some of that green in there. Again, it wants to be quite dark, so you can allow it to mix slightly with the base colour. That's it. And then some of them, highlight a few of them little hangy over ones. That's it. Another one just up in there. Just some greens alongside these browns. Maybe just in there. We've got one. Another little green one. Right, that's good. Now I'm just going to use white into this browny colour. With the green still on it, that's fine. Bit of burnt sienna. Try some of that colour now. Just up in there. Put it on bright at first and then I'll tap behind it. It's like a lot of these trees in here are this colour because of the time of year. Always tap some more dark back into your shadows if you kill them. But it's fine. Again, maybe this one here. Highlight the edges and then allow it to mix with the shadows behind. It'll get darker and darker. Still want it to be quite dark in there. Bit more burnt sienna in some of them. Yellow ochre now and again. But I'm not using ochre, I'm using the raw sienna, which is very similar anyway. A few of them little raw sienna ones in there. Highlight it, tap behind it, same thing every time. Just putting indications. This is quite a distance, is this? So all these are as indications. The little bushes and trees. I have a tree up there, a nice big tree. just up there. Coming off the edge, and then it gets dark into them shadows, and then I'm going to go back to a green tree with the yellow sap green. There. And now I'm just going to highlight this bush here, which is quite a bit closer to us. Just pushing up with the fan brush. Leave the shadows, don't kill all the shadows. And put some of that colour down into the water. And then when you put that colour down there, all you're going to do is use a cleanish brush, and you can just gently blend over that. And there you go. Now we've got a little beach thing that I was telling you about. So I'm going to clean off my brush completely. Use some titanium white, a bit of burnt sienna. It's the colour tone. And then just in here, I'm going to put a little beach sat there. Tiny little beach. Reload your brush regular. There. Just a little beach sound there. Yeah, on the edge of there as well. First, maybe get the dark colour on there. Maybe there's a couple of rocks beside it. Water. Bottom of that tree, so I'm putting that in dark. And then we've got a few little tricks to show you. I'm going to use my palette knife. I'm going to come up in here and just scratch in some indications, some little sticks and twigs and stuff in there. It'll just show the colour of the canvas through underneath. Give you some instant sticks and twigs that are really, really easy to do. Quite satisfying and a lot of fun. It's like you painted them in, but you haven't. You just used the knife. You don't even have to use a knife. You can also do it with a toothpick. Do it with a toothpick as well, just the same way. It's lovely. I really enjoy it. Same over in here. Got a few little indications. I can see where the tape's going and where it's finishing and stuff, so I'm just going to make it look like there's a bit of, I don't know, grass or dead grass or something in there. Just coming out. Great stuff. Now I just want to use a small brush and put a little tiny reflection under them. Each one will have its own reflection in the water, and then just by using your knife like you did before, run it through there like so, just under where the rocks are, and it'll leave you a perfect waterline again. You can come here with a tiny bit of white and blue just in here and just allow that to, there you go, lovely water's edge. I've got one tree to do and a bit of highlighting of some bushes. So for the bushes I'm just going to use titanium white, a bit of this colour with thinner, got a thinner in it, and it's just got the white as well. So a bit of burnt sienna to that, so it's nice, light brown. And then just up in here I'm just going to indicate some little highlights for some of these bushes, and I can create some separation between the bushes. Leave some of them dark, completely dark, and then others just want highlighting. Back to my greens now. So there's a bit of some green going on in there now. A green bush, just a little one. Really low growing, more or less on the ground, flat on the ground. Nice. Back to my burnt sienna, yellow, burnt sienna and yellow together. Lovely colour. I'm just going to use that in there to highlight this little bush that we've got in there, but keeping them shadows really dark still. Don't want much colour towards the right hand side in the shadow, just a tiny bit, just indicate some of that in there. That's good. Right, my next plan of action, I'm going to paint a tree. So again, the dark colours, Van Dyke brown with all that purpley colour, a bit of burnt sienna, dark sienna, just all the good dark browns, and the smallest amount of black to it. Now with that I'm going to use titanium white on one side. So I've got dark on one side of the brush, good and dark colour, and then just at this side I'm going to use titanium white. See that? So we've got dark and we've got light. And then with that I'm just going to go up in here. I'm going to go right through all of this. Pull down. Just going to touch there, leave the light side to the left and the dark side to the right. It's just going to come through like so. can make the highlight even brighter as well if you choose. There. So that's it for that stage. Maybe just come back to this part here. Come right down. Give it a bit more of a dark shadow behind it. And then I'm going to switch to my liner brush. And that same dark colour, I'm just going to mix into that with just some thinners, paint thinners on my liner brush. There we go. So again, you can just test it down here if you want, put a few fingers in, see if it needs to be thinner or thicker, whichever. Same in there. Right, so I think that's good. I can just come up here now, put some more little sticks and twigs in off of these branches basically. This one goes right up over here. Make it look natural. Lots and lots of little twigs first. Nice one. Some lovely little branches going on in there, and then we've still got some more just a bit lower down. You see this one here is coming going right up into the sky. So you constantly have to keep assessing how wide it is, and it's always wider underneath than it is above, and that's a constant. So I can bring this down now and get the shape of the dark side of the tree. There. It's good. Half of these won't even stand out when it comes to it. Only the odd one that really stands out. It's good. Now I'm going to use a 1-inch brush, quite a stiff brush actually. Quite a stiff brush, and I'm going to get a bit of dark on it, which is thinned down actually quite a bit, and then some of this colour on there as well. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually tap and push into that, get some green with it as well, pull that, tap and push into it. Just on here, just want to indicate some little leaves. Some little indications, stuff going on. in the corner sometimes. A few bits of dark back into there. Lovely colours of autumn though, alongside it. The burnt sienna, the raw sienna, all them good, beautiful autumn tones. Get your colours on there. Dark in there as well. Just going to use a liner brush now. Some more of this brown on there. And then you can just come up in here and you get a few more little sticks and twigs. Maybe up in here. There's one coming in from there right down to there. Right down to the bottom, and that's pretty much dark. You can go back to a bit of highlight if you want, and you can just stick a bit of highlight on it on one side. Great stuff. Now, where we've got these little hanging over leaves, and just come back in and indicate a little fine twig and stick going up to that. Just there. That's it. You can come back and just put a few leaves on there. That's it. And you'll still see everything through this tree basically. So I need to get a clean brush now. And with that clean brush I'm just going to use a mixture of cadmium yellow, in there, with raw sienna and a bit of crimson. A little bit of crimson with that as well. There you go. So Some good crimson here, yellow, good orange tones. I should just stick a bit of that in there as well. Just on the edges, because it's quite dark, this tree. It's not really bright. It's like a sunset time of day. Right over that branch. So it looks like it's just behind that. Right, a bit of crimson and red. Just at the base of that now. There as well, maybe. Happy. Right, something like that. Great stuff. Now it's the moment of truth. The time where I have to hold my breath. I'm going to show you the frame that's underneath it now. This is painted canvas frame. We actually have a DVD out showing people how to make these frames. I'm pulling the first layer of tape off first, and then we'll come to this last layer of tape and we'll be finished. A lot of fun to do with these canvas frames. Pull your tape off and there you go, immediately you've got a framed canvas. There you go, the finished product. Really enjoyed doing this painting for you all. Take care and I'll see you all again.